This is the AM Report. I'm Andy Ngati. Thanks very much for staying with us. To give you a quick reminder of the top stories we're tracking for you, the Competition Commission has referred another 2 face mask suppliers to the Competition Tribunal for inflating prices, and as well as teachers' unions denying reaching an agreement with the Basic Education Department on how to proceed with the reopening of schools. All of that and a whole lot more are the stories we bring to you on Newzroom Afrika, and it's on that note that we give you a sense of the other big stories for the day ahead. For that purpose, we're joined by our assignments editor here on Newzroom Afrika, Olebogeng Kgosilentswe, who's always got her finger on the pulse. It's such a great honor starting the day with you, as always. Give us a sense then of what those big stories for this Wednesday are.
Good morning, Ayanda. This week we are expecting the Department of Basic Education to make an announcement about when learners can go back to school. And this, of course, will come at a time where there's a standoff between the different teacher unions as well as the department. We've heard SATU say they will not allow any of their members to go back to work until such time that they are satisfied with that the schools are conducive for working and that the teachers are equipped with personal protective equipment. And for that reason, Sindisiwe Twala will be speaking to 2 parents who each have learners in grade 12 and grade 7, the classes that have been earmarked to initiate the first phase of going back to school, and just finding out how they feel about their learners possibly going back to school next month when they are, as parents, remaining at home.
And that's the other complexity around this, right? If pupils don't go back to school, it's very difficult to expect their guardians, their caretakers, to be the ones reporting for their posts and leave the pupils unattended. So there's just so many different considerations to make, but I think, yeah, chief amongst those is, of course, trying to get the buy-in of those teachers' unions. Absolutely.
And in another story, we go back to the Brits police station in the Northwest Province, where a warrant officer there had tested positive for COVID-19, but now the police station is back in operation, and I beg your pardon, is back in operation, but they operate outside in a tent 24/7. That speaks to the security of the officials at that police station. But we also speak to the Department of Health on how far they are with tracing all those people that that police official got into contact with.
Absolutely. We're seeing very similar trends in the Western Cape as well. I know that several police stations have had to be closed after some officials contracted the virus. I'm interested to find out what this means for the efficiency of their operations. Many South Africans have already taken exception to the ways through which police stations operate under normal circumstances from a tent.
Now it's even more difficult, Ayanda, you can imagine. And back in Johannesburg, we're actually looking at a story where a community of Riverpark, the irony in that name of that community is that they have not had running water for 5 years now.
Wow.
And now it's even more difficult that in the time of COVID-19, we are required to wash our hands to keep our personal hygiene at the optimum, highest level. And now what even is worse on this case is that the essential services such as the clinics in that area don't have running water, and so how do they service the communities? And that's just a brief look at what we'll be talking about on our Newzroom Afrika diary this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for getting us into the picture. All those stories certainly to develop very, very strong legs throughout the day, so make sure that you keep it locked to Newzroom Afrika. Olebogeng Kgosilentswe is our assignments editor here on the channel.